the Kevin Durant thing. He asked for his release or to be traded with like 4 or 5 years left on his deal. One day after Kyrie Irving opted back in to play for the Nets. That was a bunch of drama, but you came on and said, not really. Like, Kevin Durant's thinking for himself. Kyrie's thinking for himself. They got to figure it out. Now, allegedly, the Celtics are in the mix, and then Windhorst came out today and said, hey, there is no active conversations happening with the Nets right now. And I think you reported a week ago that the Nets are ready to go to the season with Kyrie and Kevin Durant, both of whom have already asked for a trade. Where are we with the Kevin Durant situation? Are the Celtics getting Kevin Durant? And is anything going to take place, you think, in the next couple weeks?
You know, I think a trade is going to take time to develop. I think there was, as I reported this morning, there was an offer made. There was a rejection of that offer, and there was a counter of what, possibly it could take to go get a guy like Kevin Durant. And so, yes, Boston is a serious threat to go get Kevin Durant because they have the pieces. When you look around the roster, Brad Stevens,
you don't want him.
In that organization, Danny Ainge brought a lot of these guys in. They have the pieces that it takes to go get Kevin Durant, probably more so than any other team. We talk about Miami, we talk about Toronto, we talk about Phoenix.
Pacers.
Phoenix is all but eliminated from everything I'm told, and just looking at the roster from going to get Kevin Durant because they're not able to use DeAndre Ayton even as a trade chip anymore. They have really Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, and a bunch of draft picks. But Brooklyn has made it clear we want all-star caliber players. Then you look at Toronto. Maybe you have something around Pascal Siakam, OG Anunoby, but Brooklyn is insistent on wanting Scotty Barnes. And as of right now, Toronto's not willing to move Scotty Barnes. And then Miami. Miami does have Bam Adebayo, who would be very, very appealing in a trade for Kevin Durant. But Brooklyn can't add Bam Adebayo because both Bam and Ben Simmons are on designated rookie max extensions. So when you sign that 5-year rookie max extension, you can't have two of those guys on the same team together. So Brooklyn would have to then find a trade for Ben Simmons out, bring Bam in. It's just complicated. And then also, if you're Miami, do you want to bring in Kevin Durant to a team that, has Jimmy Butler, Kyle Lowry, will be very competitive, but you want Kevin Durant to play with Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, not him maybe making you guys slightly better. Like any team that's bringing Kevin Durant, you want them, you want him to take you to that next level. So yes, they're having conversations. I don't think it's anything that's imminent. I don't think this is something that we need to keep an eye on as far as actually a deal going down in the next week or two. Again, these things can all change really quickly. Trade talks can move from, pretty standstill as it is right now to heating up in a matter of moments. But as of right now, this is, to me, going to take some time to develop.
Kevin Durant's still going to push for a trade. He hasn't cooled off of that. And what are we doing with Kyrie Irving then?
So Kevin Durant has not, everything I've been told, has not relented off of that trade demand. And so honestly, I was in Vegas for NBA Summer League, and there were even some people there, executives, other people around the league talking about, what happens if this situation goes into training camp? Does Kevin Durant, how does he handle that? Does he not show up? Does he show up and, and be disgruntled the whole time? Does he recommit? I think the recommitting part is not right now anything that's even in I think an option right now. But Brooklyn right now is in a position where they have set a high price threshold. And at the end of the day, Kevin Durant is under contract for 4 more years. So whether it's Boston, whoever it is, if that trade demand if that request isn't met for how much, they're asking for, and it's a lot. They want all-star caliber players. They want draft picks. They want high-level rotation players. If that asking price isn't met and Brooklyn just takes it into training camp, theoretically, Kevin Durant would have to make a decision. You're either going to show up or you're not. And so I think that's a position that, we're looking at 2 weeks. There's no trade deadline right now, right? Like, we're in the offseason. There's no trade deadline. The only thing that could even come close to a trade deadline is that September 26th-ish training camp opens.
Shams, you're thinking the Brooklyn Nets are saying, hey, we're still trying to win one of these. We're still trying to win a bunch of these.
And that goes to your Kyrie Irving question, which I didn't answer. There's so much to talk about here. But Kyrie Irving, he opted in with the full intent of playing out next season as a Brooklyn Net. From everything, from everything I've been told, in his mind, he's playing next year in Brooklyn with or without Kevin Durant in a lot of ways. And I think both Kyrie Irving opted in. I think there was an understanding that, he was going to make the best decision for himself. And Kevin Durant, on the other hand, is obviously making his decision as well. But, from everything I've been told, Kyrie Irving has, made his intent. He wants to play out next season in Brooklyn. He'll be an unrestricted free agent next summer. But again, that doesn't stop. If Brooklyn does manage to find a deal for Kevin Durant before the season, could they then look to pivot and move Kyrie Irving? I mean, for sure, anything is possible. The price tag on a move like that would probably be, first-round pick or multiple, first-round pick type assets. I don't think they're just going to be giving away Kyrie Irving for, a second rounder.
Has Kyrie tried to have Kyrie and Ben Simmons, obviously if Ben can walk, have they tried to recruit Kevin Durant back to the Nets, or how does that operate?
Well, I that part is unclear. I haven't been told one way or the other on that.
Get to it, Sean.
Come on, Sean.
But what I will say, I mean, it's clear. I think the way this offseason is going, that Kevin Durant he made this decision to request a trade, and I think Brooklyn has been willing and open to talking to teams. Phoenix, Toronto, Miami, now Boston. There have been teams that have put offers at least on the table.
Yeah, I know.
But
Win the title.
There's a sky-high asking price, and until that's met, Brooklyn does have an amount of, they have some level of control here. They don't have to trade Kevin Durant, but Boston does have an opportunity here to meet the price threshold.
Okay, and I was in Boston on Friday at TD Garden, currently under some renovations.
Oh, yeah. The Garden Tower.
Hey. I wonder why. I don't know. Is that because of you? They want to make sure the next time you're in town it's prepared? Is that why?
I don't know. A lot happened there. A lot happened at TD Garden on Friday, and it was not easy to navigate back behind because there's a bunch of shit shut down. But that crowd was so loud. And you look up and it's just fucking banners everywhere, Sean. Literally, we were at a commercial break one time and I just leaned my chair back and I looked up and I'm like, oh, fuck, I completely forgot. There is banners everywhere up there. And then there's a couple Bs for the Bruins, have a couple up there. But that Celtics organization, always going to be trying to win. They get Kevin Durant, they win. Who? Durant and Tatum? Is that what it would be?
I mean, listen, if you're able to get Kevin Durant on this roster and keep Jason Tatum, keep Marcus Smart, keep Robert Williams, of course, that would be the most ideal circumstance, right? But again, the wild card is what is Brooklyn, what's their threshold? Is the price going to come down at all? And if it stays the same, push is going to come to shove. And either Boston's going to keep with the roster that they have into the season, Brooklyn's going to do the same. What dynamics play out between them and Kevin Durant? But yeah, I mean, Boston as a city, as a franchise, they are, up there with the Lakers, with the Bulls.
There's a lot of fucking
when you talk about the biggest marquee franchises.
It literally looked like the night before Halloween when people would go through toilet paper on people's shit. That's just what it looked like, with just fucking banners everywhere. I'm like, oh my God, they're running out of room up there.
Actually.
For fucking banners. It is legendary. We appreciate you, Sean.